The Patriots post-game show. I am your host, Eric. My main man over there, Ron. How are you?
Doing a little
So,
bit happier today, I guess.
yeah, a little bit. So, one of the greatest signs I saw today, don't worry, be zappy. So, think of that.
I like the little Batman zappy sign, the little zappy, instead of
So
bam
we
or zip.
we are here to discuss the Patriots as they move to 2-3 on the season with a impressive 29-0 win over the Detroit Lions. Your overall impressions of the game?
Well, I mean, we shouldn't christen them, a playoff team just because they beat Detroit. I mean, let's be real. I mean, Detroit had a two offense coming into the game, and
Number one.
well, Patriots defense got them. So, I mean, there's that. I mean, but it is Detroit. They were 1-3 coming in. So I'm not, anointing this team a playoff team yet.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing though I can say is they looked more consistent, at least especially from a defensive standpoint. You saw the defense just play more consistently. A lot of bad coaching on the other side, though. I would have to say that Dan Campbell, as usual, poorly coached. You go for it on fourth down right to begin the game, get stopped, and I think the momentum shifted right then and there. It literally shifted right then and there. So New England, 364 total yards of offense, 188 in the air, 176 on the ground. No sacks allowed. 6 penalties for 45 yards. You didn't see a lot from the penalty standpoint. They seemed to control that as well today. 6.5 yards per play. 3 for 9 on third down, though.
Yeah. I mean, I mean, you still have a guy that's trying to, get some reps in. He had reps as the first quarterback, first string. And so you're really looking at a 1 week quarterback that's, just still trying to get prepared. And I know that he's had, all season long to study and blah. That doesn't mean you're in game mode. And being in practice mode isn't the same as being in game mode. So, so he still has a long way to go. And Belichick is not going to take off those training wheels.
Yeah, still kept the training wheels on for the most part. Defensively, though, 5 for 12 on third down, 0 for 6 on fourth down. How impressed was the fact that on fourth down, even in the red zone, they were able to stop Detroit from scoring or putting points up?
Yeah. Yep. No, they had defense up today, and they knew they had to. Again, having the second best offense in the league coming in town, and you have your third string quarterback, that defense had to come.
Yeah, so I actually thought about you during. Yeah, I actually thought about you during the game because I have been very critical of the coaching staff, Bill Belichick, and you told me to relax a little bit, that he would get this defense to where they needed to be. I'm starting to see it. I'm starting to come back over to your side. I thought that defensively, what a great game plan. The pressure, when they did pressure, they sent blitzes at the right time. They seemed to just basically disorient the Detroit Lions offense the entire game.
Yeah, no, look, they played great defensively. They spot on defensively. I mean, you can't get on them for the defense today in all aspects. It was just perfect for defense. And even though there was times where I felt like they could have done different things on offense, but he's not going to take those training wheels off. So offense is going to be a little a struggle. But I think defensively, this team is that good And I think as long as they have, you know, enough healthy bodies in there, they're going to be very, very tough defensively. But you can't be out the whole entire game, as they weren't today. The Patriots controlled the clock, they controlled the play, they controlled the tempo, and this is what the defense can do when they're not out there too long.
Yeah, no, great points. So let's look at some numbers. Bailey Zappi, 17 for 21, 188, one touchdown, one interception, which clearly wasn't his fault.
Oh, no, that was all Aguilar.
Yeah. So your grade of Zappi and his play today?
Given everything that happened, I would say he might be honest with you. You know, now if you compare it to if you compare it to other quarterbacks, no. But don't forget, he's really a 1 week quarterback. You know, like you can't even get on him in the last time because he didn't even have any reps with the first team.
No, look, I agree with you. A-. I thought that he honestly performed the game plan exactly to what they asked him to do. I felt like at times,
Eric, I just got a free pen from Boss Lady Lash.
Nice.
It's in Pawtucket, Rhode Island.
Boss Lady Lash. Shout out to Boss
So
Lady.
if you need eyelashes done, Eric, just come down here and I can hook you up.
All right. I will keep that in mind. Excellent.
Just saying.
So A-, I agree with you. I also thought about this during the game. We've talked about the Mac Jones struggles. A lot of questions now. Should Zappi start even if Mac's healthy? They're trying to create this quarterback controversy. But I will look at it this way. Who coached the offense last year for the New England Patriots?
Do you want my opinion?
No. Josh McDaniels, correct?
I'm
okay, but you could say from this standpoint.
The more I think about it, the more I think Bill Belichick is really calling the plays.
Yeah.
Seriously.
I will say this,
seriously,
though. If you look at the fact that Mac Jones had to learn a whole new offense last season, then they changed the offensive this season. Zappi came in as a rookie. This is the only offense he's learned.
Right.
There hasn't been any change.
He's got an advantage.
Yeah, exactly. So I think he's going to look a little better at times than Jones would because of the fact that this is all he knows. And Jones is still trying to forget some of the stuff he learned last season. So to me, look, there isn't a quarterback controversy. If Mac Jones is healthy, Mac Jones is the starting quarterback for the New England Patriots. Would you agree?
I agree.
So let's talk about some of the offensive stars. Ramondre Stevenson, 25 carries, 161 yards, 6.4 yards a rush. Your thoughts on his performance today?
Look, fantastic. We keep having that Belichick conversation. Is it past him? Is the game going by him? Look, the way he used the running backs, you can't argue with it. And I know we always question the dual running back thing. You got to give somebody time. You got to give him these reps so that. But is it not maybe better this way? So that way you know who's going to be there for you when you need the yards in that particular game. If they're splitting time, then we know who's going to be more effective for that team. And every team is different. And it seems like there's always a different running back that seems to step. And then they just generally go with that guy. And, this way there's not going to be too much wear and tear on either running back. Stay pretty strong throughout the whole season. So that way, come time when they need them, they've got them.
Yeah, so only concern, Damian Harris did leave the game early with an injury to his hamstring. We'll see how serious that is. But Ramondre Stevenson, 25 carries. And again, I think if these guys get the majority of the carries, you'd start to see this consistently. Right. Welcome back, Jacoby Myers. Was nice to see him back on the field after a couple of weeks off with an injury. 7 receptions, 111 yards, 15.9 yards averaged, 1 touchdown.
Yep.
Hunter Henry, 4 receptions, 54 yards, 13.5. So it was nice to see the tight ends get involved as well. Again, didn't throw the ball a lot, but effective when they did. And you can see how important Jacoby Myers is to this offense in that wide receiver group.
Absolutely. Because he makes
Defensively,
everything go.
yeah, definitely see that. Defensively, Jahanli Tavai, 4 tackles, led the team. Jack Jones, 3 tackles and 1 interception. Matthew Judon, 2 tackles, 2 sacks. The forced fumble, which Kyle Duggar, the fumble recovery for a touchdown. A lot of positives from the defensive side of the ball today.
Yeah, it's going to be tough to pick the 3 stars for this one, because it was really spread around. You know, offensively, like I said, comes to receivers, Belichick doesn't have high in the draft, but I'll tell you, he knows how to pick defense, and he seems to come up with someone every year that's up big. And Jack Jones is he's been nothing short of outstanding the last couple of weeks.
Right. 2 weeks in a row. Had that interception on the sideline today, and then last week against Aaron Rodgers for the touchdown.
Right.
We talked about, again, these late draft picks, 3rd, 4th round draft picks, and what he's able to do with them. And you're starting to see it again with this cornerback group. We were quite concerned when they lost J.C. Jackson. Secondary starting to look pretty good now. You're starting to see them gel really quick. I also thought the great pressure, the defense of play calling by the coaching staff today, perfect time blitzes. They got in Jared Goff's face. Even if they didn't get to him, they made sure he had to throw the ball away and scramble for his life. I thought they did a great job calling this game today.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, like before, you can't get on them for anything defensively. Defensively, it was pretty much flawless. Like how many
special teams? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, they really didn't. Right. You think about it, the number 1 offense in the league from a yard standpoint, they held them under 300 yards for the game.
Yep.
Special teams, Nick Folk, 5 for 5, 100%, Mr. Reliable. Anything inside the 50, he's still on that streak. I think it's 59 or 60 now at this point. 44 was his long.
Yeah, it's
17 points. He got the 2 extra points as well. So if we can rely on one thing, it's Nick Folk making field goals inside the 50. It seems like that's automatic.
Absolutely.
And your boy Jake Bailey, 2 punts, 101 yards, 50.5 yards per kick. He, again, didn't have to kick much. They definitely didn't keep him busy. He did have that one play where he had to run him out of bounds on the on the
that
punt return.
The trick play thing.
I think that was just Detroit saying, look, he hasn't sweat at all today, so let's make him run a little bit, get his juices flowing.
Yeah, that must have been it.
Too much. So next week they face the Cleveland Browns in Cleveland, who lost to the Chargers. Chargers came back, won that game. Your impressions of what New England will have to do next week when they face the Cleveland Browns?
Contain that pressure. They can't. The offensive line has to play a tough game. And by tough, meaning in the trenches, tough. Can't get bullied around by that Cleveland defense. You can't get bullied. The Patriots need to be the bully. What happened last year, is not need this game because you'll just get blown out if you do.
Yeah, very tough. Myles Garrett, one of the best defensive ends in the league.
Absolutely.
So that you'll definitely have some pressure there to try to contain him. I also think about the run game for Cleveland. Nick Chubb has been one of the best running backs all season. Can they control him and not allow him to go off for 100+ yards? And question would be is this: if Mac Jones is able to go, who would you start this week coming up?
Well, if Mac Jones is healthy, yeah, definitely.
You go Mac?
I'd go Mac, yeah. But if there's doubt, you sit him one more game. If there's any doubt, you sit him one more. I don't think your offense has to dictate this game, except for the offensive line. That's what you need to have. So you need to just do enough offense to outscore Cleveland, obviously, duh. But what I'm saying is, if your defense comes up big and plays large, then you won't have to do as much offensively. So therefore, I think having Zappy in there will give one more week for Mac Jones to get healthy.
No, agree with you. So once again, this has been Sports on the Patriots post-game show. We end our show every week with our 3 stars of the game. So Ron, if you want to go first, who's your 3rd star of the game?
I'm going to go with Judon. What a couple of sacks, a few tackles, but just being disruptive and always around, the quarterback, making him nervous throughout the whole game. It's just, once he's in your head, it's hard to get Judon out of it. So, when you see the red sleeves coming through, you have to get rid of that ball or you're going to be eating it. So I think he was in his head at some point.
And I am glad you brought that up because I have missed the old Pat Patriot uniforms. It's been way too long. I love the red. Huh? Oh, I loved it. And then Judon all red. That looked so good. It really did.
Yes, it did.
My 3rd star was actually Jacoby Myers. I thought he was the offensive player that really started to control the passing game for the New England Patriots. 7 receptions, 111 yards, and a touchdown. Definitely the security blanket for Zappy. Zappy seemed to feel so comfortable going to him. So my number 2 star was Matthew Judon. And no matter which way you look at it, he had to get on this list today as broke a New England Patriots history with a record of being the first player in New England Patriots history with 5 sacks or more in his first 5 games. So
yeah,
he's had a sack
all the players that they've had.
Yeah. Right? You think about Andre Tippett, one of the greatest linebackers in New England Patriot history, did not have 5 straight games, 5 straight sacks.
Yep, no Teddy. Yep. So
right.
That's saying
just
something.
Amazing. Yeah, it really is. So
just hope he doesn't run out of gas midway.
Yeah, exactly. And I said the same thing while I was watching the game. They kept talking about it, and I said, yeah, he did this last season for us. Yeah. And then he really struggled towards the end. So if he can stay healthy.
I think he had 12 by week 8 and then never got another one.
Yeah. And it was nice, though. They rested him towards the end of the 4th quarter because they really didn't need him in there. So I thought that was great. Your second star of the game?
Who was my second star? I don't have my notes in front of me. It was Jones. Is it Jack Jones?
Oh,
Jack Jones.
Jack Jones. Very good defensively.
Yeah, I mean, that big interception. Again, this is what I was saying. Judon was in their face and he got in his head, but so was Jones because it seemed like Jones was everywhere.
Yeah.
And, getting that interception, that made Goff think of throwing the ball anywhere. And
it was funny.
Patriots defense were in total control.
Yeah, it was funny because I was in a chat room and on MeWe, a Patriots fan chat room. Great group of fans. So I just want to give them a shout out. But I would say this: during the chat, one of them said, "Hey Jones, what a great play!" And you really can't go Jones because 75% of the defensive side of the ball is named Jones. You got Jonathan Jones, Marcus
That's
Jones.
Why I had to make sure it was that I was talking about.
So you could just say Jones.
It is Jack, right? I'm still doubting myself.
It is Jack Jones. Right, but you could have went so many different.
If I would have said Jones, it would be Finn too.
You could have just said
Jones.
Jones.
But that would too because the whole defense played well.
Yeah, the whole secondary. You really could have went that route. And your number 1 star.
My number 1 star had to be Stevenson. I mean, he was just bully today. It's like he was out in the playground and he was the kid in the playground. He was telling everybody what to do. And you sit down and just running people over. That's what it seemed like all game long. What was it, 167 yards? Whatever it was, it was a gaudy number.
Yep.
161.
161 yards.
So that is, I mean, he's going to be one of the week in the NFL.
I agree with you. I went Ramondre Stevenson at 40. I think it was a 46-yard run where he busted through. But then even in the 4th quarter,
it was just amazing.
Yeah, even in the fourth quarter when they knew that New England was going to try to run the ball to kill the clock, he's making guys miss and picking up 10, 11 yards a pop.
Yeah, he's still picking up those when building and on the play, knew to run the ball. He still was picking up chunks.
Yeah,
He was
looked so good today.
He was a man playing amongst boys.
Yeah, looked so good today. So impressed with this team today. I know you say don't overlook it because it's the Detroit Lions, but this game could have went sideways quick. We do our show every Friday night at 6 p.m. We do a prediction at the end of that show. None of us picked the New England Patriots to win.
Yeah,
this
we
game,
predicted Detroit. Nope.
right? And we thought
because
it wasn't
I'm
even going to be
going
close.
the opposite route all the time now.
Yeah, I'm not. Don't even. That's
so
my
now
thing.
this forces me. Well, yeah, but I'm making it real because this is the first time I went with the Patriots except for week 2. I think I picked it right, but wrong every single time so far. So I am now right once, and I'm gonna.
Right. So we have to take this as a positive sign that the Patriots are starting to turn it around. The division is honestly, the Jets beat the Dolphins today. So they're only one game technically. They're one game out of second place right now, the New England Patriots. So again, it just comes down to you got to win these games that you're supposed to win. They were at home, took care of business, defeating the Detroit Lions 29-0 today. And next week against the Cleveland Browns in Cleveland should be another big test for this team. We'll see how well they travel, and we'll see the health. Damian Harris, we'll see how serious that injury is during the week. Mac Jones, will he be ready to go and back? But, Ron, I want to thank you for your time today. I look forward to seeing you this Friday, 6 p.m. on Rhode Island Broadcasting. Tune in for our normal show, Sports Unfolded. We cover all of the hottest topics of the week.
I'm all ready for the playoffs. I've got that playoff beard going.
Yeah, love it. I love it.
I'm ready. Oh, that's for the show. So I got a long way to go.
So Patriots fans out there, rejoice today. Your Patriots moved to 2-3 with, again, another impressive win over the Detroit Lions, 29-0. I am your host, Eric. My main man again, Ron. We will see you Friday night, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Live. Join us then. All we want is peace in this world.
Take care, everybody.